Muslim-friendly hospitality. Okay, sorry, got it. Sorry, I want to repeat that again. Their presentation title is The Usage of Social Media in Branding, Muslim-Friendly Hospitality, Tourism Among Users. I'm really looking forward to hear your presentation. And okay, you have, I think, 10 minutes. 10 minutes? Is it 10 minutes? Yes.
15 for each.
15.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh. All right, I'm going to, what is it? I thought I'm going to be the third presenter. All right, let me share my slide first. Share. Okay, so everybody can see my slide?
Yes.
Hi, hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the chairpersons. All right, my name is Rusninawati Hussein. I'm one of the senior lecturer from University Sun Islam Malaysia. So I'm presenting findings from our research. So you can see members of my research, okay, this is a collaboration research between us, a university from Malaysia, as well as Islamic University from Bandung, Indonesia. Okay, so the title of this presentation called as The Usage of Social Media in Branding, Muslim-Friendly Hospitality Tourism Among Users. As an introduction, I would like to introduce a brief introduction about the social media, and I believe that everyone knows what is social media. It is a social networking platform that enables users to create and share content. The role of social media is popularly known for its anticipations in business and service development. The tourism sector uses this platform to manage and promote their business branding, significantly on Sharia compliance tourism or Muslim-friendly hospitality. Muslim-friendly hospitality in tourism cater for the needs of Muslim travelers, which include halal food, private facilities, cleanliness, and safety, according to Maqasid Sharia. Okay, so we know that social media has so many influences to everybody, you know, nowadays, everybody in this world. So we know that social media is one of the platform for the communication methods. It is also a platform to sharing content, so, you know, our thoughts, idea, or information, even news nowadays also. People not even watching news on the television or read news in newspaper, but they are just browsing the news from the social media. It is a social networking, you know, there is considered as borderless country where we can meet our friends, we can have friends from wherever from this world, okay? It is a very interactive mediums for communications, okay? It is also considered a new platform for business, as an online business. People use social media to boost up their business marketing as well, and also to brand, to make people more aware about their products. It is an effective marketing platform, and could be a research platform, as well as a new way of shopping. So nowadays, people just sit at home, lay on the couch and browse the telephone using their social media to shop. No need to go to the shopping malls anymore, all right? So for the branding part, we know that to create a distinct identity for a business in the mind of your target audience and consumers. Branding aims to convey the brand message vividly, build customer loyalty, persuade the buyer to buy the product, and establish emotional connectivity with the customers. At the most basic level, branding is made up of a company's logo, visual designs, missions, and tone of voice. So it is also considered a good market differentiation. So for branding, okay, via social media. We know that social media is a platform now to do business and then to do marketing, you know, as well as for the branding. So with social media, it will help to skyrocket the popularity of a product or the service. It does provide a tremendous effect, whether it's positive or negative, we have to accept that, on the brand image and the customer perceptions. The right strategy is needed, such as the marketing and promoting the products or services and making it sound or look like it is in request and demand. For examples, you know, in this industry, Muslim-friendly hospitality in tourism is always in need among Muslim travelers, but they do not know how to acquire it, you know, how to booking accommodation that have this Maqasid Syariah facilities, how to, you know, to go where they go to shopping, whether the shopping malls provide prayer rooms or not, so whether if they go to the restaurant, whether the country that provides halal foods or not, provides, you know, restaurants that have halal food or not. So all of this, they can have it from social media, because in social media, people, they have that kind of social, they consider as a community of social networking, which, you know, the people's, the community who using social media keep alerting to the latest updates, okay? Once it is discussed on the social media, it is likely to get conscious, which is a smart way to develop branding, okay? By searching the keyword, people may find what they are looking for. For example, accommodation for Muslim. For example, halal food in China. For example, where to find prayer rooms in shopping mall in Paris, for example. Okay, so that is how it could help people whenever they go for travel. So for this research, okay, we run an online survey, quantitatively, of course, and there were 200 respondents involved in this research. Okay, the age between 25 to 60 years old, and it was between August to December 2021. Okay, from the results, okay, the demographic of these participants, okay, most of them considered, the majority of the participants for the research are among age between 20 to 29 years old, and also between 20 to 40 years old, I could say. Okay, so most of them working, whether in private or public sectors, and most of them, majority of them are graduated from universities, and also we can see here female actually conquered the surveys, okay, because around 62% of them are female. Okay, so from this result also we can see here the result for the frequency and as well as the distribution of the respondent levels. Okay, apparently majority of the respondent visited Sharia compliant travel agency website as neutral a year before COVID-19, because we run this after COVID-19 pandemic, but actually we need the data before the COVID attacked us. So the trend is, and we can see the trend is changing, you know, after the MCO. As I referred to the chart 5 just now, okay, this is the chart number 5 here, all right? Okay. The respondent had very high frequency in visiting Sharia compliant travel agency website, which is around 32.5%, followed by often 25% and neutral around 22.5%. Furthermore, when it involves social media, users have a tendency to share their personal life story that will influence the behavior of the other users, which including the purchasing and places to go. So according to one of the scholar, Lee, this influence can cause future behavior that the user will most likely to take. Okay. Communicating through this platform does influence in decision-making process, by all interested parties, especially when it involves traveling and vacations. For Muslims, there are lots of criteria that they need to consider before deciding places to go. The increasing demand for halal product has increased in terms of food and beverages, cosmetics, clothing, education, property, finance, hospitals, as well as the tourism industry. Okay, so according to chart number 6, okay, majority of the respondents were found to be at the high levels of openness towards Muslim-friendly hospitality travel agency website, which is equivalent 72.5%. This research also indicates a significant relation on social media and Muslim-friendly hospitality website related to tourism, which the item reached second highest mean, around 2.53. According to Fortis, the flow of correspondence between the service provider and the purchasers are defined in the model as a unidirectional. Thus, the social media empower both service provider, the purchasers, to create bi-directional channels of correspondence. In order to make decision on a place to go or accommodation to stay, social media is the right platform to research all the information that fulfill the Muslim needs. Okay. So according this table, we can see a slightly equal number is found at both low and medium level, which is around 93 to 94 respondents. Only 12 respondents were found at high perception level on the branding of Muslim-friendly hospitality travel agency website. At this point, it can create customer perception about this branding and influence users' interest related to information of Muslim-friendly hospitality in tourism. So as shown as in table 2, this study found also majority respondents at medium levels of interest in Muslim-friendly hospitality travel agency website. Okay, so Muslim-friendly hospitality in tourism provide opportunities and face challenges to build their reputation and competitiveness by increasing their brand awareness online and gaining trust and positive perception from the users to attract their interest. This new tourism brand can also attract users' interest via social media due to the rich information of this platform. Okay, so table 2 showed the correlation analysis among openness, perceptions of branding, and interest at Muslim-friendly hospitality travel agency website. The result shows that the correlation consider positive relationship between openness, branding, and interest because we can see it is important for new branding products or service like Muslim-friendly hospitality and tourism to flood the information across social media in order to gain popularity within the online tourism domain. According to Buhailis and Inversini, this particular domain will then relate to a link accessible to the search engine, which is usually a preferred gateway to information on the internet. Furthermore, this search engine can direct users to related social media sites. Okay, as a conclusion, the study proves that by understanding social media performance and reputation in the tourism industry, specifically in Muslim-friendly hospitality and tourism, will help us to understand the complexity of branding product or services via this online platform. And these industry players of tourism are suggested to utilize the advantage of social media to increase the branding for the growth of tourism revenues in Malaysia. I think that's all from me for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your very interesting talk. I noted a couple of questions I will ask you, I think, after the session. But I think, no, thank you so much. We have a research assistant, Elif Özüzdağdelen from Başkent University. She will be talking about participant culture, and she's going to ask this very crucial question. Is it really sharing? And her presentation title is Participant Culture and Digital Utopianism. Is it really sharing? Thank you. 15 minutes.
Okay, I hope so.
Okay.
It will be hard for me, but I will try to share in 15 minutes.
Okay.
I'm sharing my presentation firstly. Can you see right now?
Yes,
Okay.
very clearly.
Okay. I'm Elifaz Uzdardelen. I'm research assistant at Başkent University's Sociology Department. Today, I will present participant culture and digital utopianism. Is that really sharing? Firstly, I want to talk about what's digital capitalism. Although the purpose of social networking sites was perhaps to socialize, share, and network, they all transformed by digital capitalism. And it's a kind of intersection of different forms of labor in the international division of digital labor. What do we mean by that? Paid labor, unpaid labor, reproductive labor, and users' digital labor. And the economic dimension of the interrelation of these forms of labor is that capitalism requires and creates millions of exploitation in order to sustain profitability. It strives to maximize capital accumulation by minimizing labor costs. So we mean user-generated content here, UGC, a type of labor that digital capitalism incorporates through platforms. Through Web 2 come about is the creation of the wireless network area and all the tools that make it accessible. It's also known as a social web because it's the type of media that enables social networking sites or social media tools in the first place. We mean new tools, blogs, microblogs, that's user-generated content are created by Web 2. But I'm studying digital sociology right now, and in digital sociology, Web 3 is an important concept in today. We mean by Web 3, Internet of Things, which enables to connect to the internet and to each other to provide information flow without human intervention, to connect to multiple networks with a wide range of objects, databases, and digital platforms where everyday objects are digitized or smart objects. And this type of thing is developing right now, and it's also transforming all of our relations and sharing activities. So as a result of all this transformation, the digital society becomes a state that includes new kinds of power relations, objects play an active role in human life and gain a different dimension than even before. And we come across a society where the data collected in the digital environment can be used against people. All consumption practices have changed and consumers are now actively participating, and the way people define themselves is also affected by digitalization processes. So my aim in this presentation to question whether YouTube as a social media tool really supports freedom of expression and participatory culture as in the idea of digital utopianism. And I will summarize all of these concepts too. My method actually, I carried out ethnography in my master's thesis on YouTube for more than 1 year to understand the communication and important concepts there. And also I made a very detailed literature review to understand how digital utopianism works and how we can relate YouTube and digital utopianism participant culture with them, and actually how we do critique about them. So I'm looking at YouTube as a public sphere, socialization space, and marketing space, and I will try to focus on the points we have to think about freedom of thought in social media platforms before we believe in digital utopianism or participant culture discussion. So why I choose YouTube? Because YouTube is one of the social media platforms where digital labor and user-oriented content take place the most. And this is the foundation story of YouTube. The important point here is the slogan of YouTube, broadcast yourself. Broadcast yourself is a slogan that encourages people to express what they want, and the important point here, the way they want. We are looking for the participation of users, and the important point here also, it is presented as a democratized broadcasting by allowing the participation of the masses. And when we are looking at theories about YouTube in the literature, especially in the digital sociology, we see participatory culture to define YouTube culture, or I will explain broadcasting culture, self-broadcasting culture. It is seen that YouTube is considered with the argument of participatory culture. It's expressed as a culture that encourages production and sharing. Participatory culture is defined as a culture that emerged when the explosion of new media technologies allowed normal consumers to archive, footnote, and recycle media content. We are seeing these three kinds of culture in digital societies. These are related with YouTube especially. I explained participatory culture. So what is the self-publishing and YouTube culture? The self-publishing culture emphasizes that on sharing sites such as YouTube, expressionism and exhibitionism can be mixed, and the distinction between amateur and expert can disappear. And YouTube culture, on the other hand, is a new and effective type of culture that shapes both these two cultures and the practices through patterns and social communication processes transferred to daily life. So, relationship of digital utopia and participatory culture. Based on digital utopia and participatory cultural arguments, roles such as providing a somehow democratized order, increasing interaction, and contributing to decentralization are attributed to YouTube to achieve the ideals of existence as individuals, regardless of race, ethnicity, age, gender, and the goals of freedom of expression and cultural diversity. You can see the type of developing critique about digital utopianism. It's coming from digital sublime to digital utopianism. What's digital sublime? It's also named as cyber utopianism. Important topic of interest in new media studies and related discipline. Turner identifies its roots in the countercultural movements of the 1970s, while others trace the emergence of cyber utopias back to the Cold War. But in recent years, as authors such as Patrice Felici and Swawakianathan well underlined, supporters of digital utopia have mostly identified the internet as the carrier of plethora of change which should help bring about. So the argument goes a more decentralized, democratic, and libertarian society. So while YouTube finds its place in the literature as a field of freedom of expression, especially as a public sphere and socialization area on the other hand, the debates about expression or exhibitionism continue, and digital capitalism is seen as effective on YouTube as a marketing space. When we look at YouTube as a public sphere, we expect foresting the public interest. We expect mutual expression, democratic discourse, public interest, and public opinion. And especially in sociology, when we hear or say public sphere, we remember Habermas. Habermas defines the public sphere primarily as an area of social life where the public idea can be formed, and explains that the entrance of all citizens to this area is guaranteed. Individuals gather to form a public institution, and in fact, a part of the public space is formed in every speech. But it can be said that there is a separation and even a separate domain public spheres in the public sphere too. I cannot, okay. Also, another important name in sociology, Castells, deals with the concept of public sphere with the diversity of mass media, the internet, and wireless communication networks, and formation of network society with globalization. According to him, civil society is a kind of cornerstone of democracy in which opinions come together, and the relationship between the state and civil society is regulated. So when we look at the literature, YouTube provides an opportunity for people to show the world their struggle against oppressive states and federal authorities. Especially one of the examples, a Black individual who was killed by a police officer, recorded with a phone camera by an individual at that moment and broadcast via YouTube. So they say it helps to publicize even the events blocked by the dominant media. But in some countries, censoring YouTube and other social media means restricting this public sphere and people's freedom of expression. So when we look at YouTube as a socialization place, with the developing technology, automatic subtitle translation options, or the ability for people to watch almost any type of video regardless of language are an important feature of YouTube. So even language, which is often seen as the most important factor that creates the difference, remains an importance. And many people use YouTube, a distribution platform, because of the emotional support they receive from the community that wants to see what they produce. As can be understood from this definition, the concept of production, sharing, and consumption, which are used to describe sociologically more economic processes, also take a completely different turn. So Burgess and Green says that the realities of part-sphere culture, present and future, are not under the control of any interest group, major industry leaders like Google and Viacom, or ordinary students and audiences. But the issue is here, how do we want to intervene? So some participants have more power, ownership, and control over this reality. But our question is, how do we want to intervene? This discussion is continue with the discussion of performance surveillance dichotomy. As Keane mentions, in today's self-broadcasting culture where amateurism or anyone's opinion is praised, the distinction between a trained expert and an informed amateur has become dangerously blurred. And in YouTube, an individual has the right to open a channel and publish content, but the distinction about it has disappeared. So in addition to this dilemma, we cannot understand who wants to really express themselves or who wants to exhibit themselves. So this is a very important point for them. So Kim wants to say how today's user-generated media is killing culture, as can be seen from the title of this article, rather than a participatory culture and narrative of a new culture. So user-generated media forms the basis of YouTube, and YouTube is an amateur-based media, they say. What we want to emphasize here is that the concept defined as a participatory culture is not simply a place where everyone is included and has equal rights, dominance, and boundaries are defined. Also, the issue is here, the digital divide. It means that not everyone has equal access to technology and YouTube, of course. And unfortunately, there is a system in the world where there is no equal distribution of opportunities and people struggle with hunger and poverty. And there are many people who are far from technological developments and all of these concepts. So, especially when we look at YouTube as a marketing space, we see that the democratization is very discussable issue here because we see the different kind of advertisement techniques. For example, direct advertisements between video breaks, as in the traditional media, brand collaboration. Okay. Okay, product placements, brands to set of their own channels. I will finish. But from this perspective, YouTube is a platform where digital data and video content are brought together strategically rather than being a platform where an individual presents himself or herself to a community. So YouTube's role is compared to direct marketing or advertising, different from aggressive sales methods. You can use YouTube to expand and disseminate successful television commercials, but in most cases, it is better to create something new and unique for it. So is it really an utopia? Is it really a digital utopia? Turner says that the communitarian discourse of the imagined social movement combined with the emergence of the internet is being appropriated and suppressed by capitalist power. Along with digital technologies, the idea of creating a world where race, ethnicity, economic, military, and political power is not dominant is not actually real, but on the contrary, it's a place where these factors continue to prevail. Brand collaborations or paid promotion are the most obvious examples of this, because using the combination of communication and sincerity as a marketing tool is the highlight of YouTube. So in other studies, we see that, because my time is restricted, we can see that there's a gender discrimination, and there's a kind of discrimination towards some groups of people. And we see cyberbullying. You can face with damage that will hurt, upset, or even seriously harm others in YouTube and other social media platforms. So my main question is, it really sharing? When we look at, when I look both my ethnography and my literature review, although YouTube has enabled freedom of expression in many areas when considered together with participatory culture and digital utopia, it is seen that these dichotomies and dangers should not be forgotten. The dichotomies I mentioned in my presentation: performance and surveillance, private and public, amateurism and expertise, expression and exhibition. We shouldn't forget the digital divide. So no equal rights, blurred boundaries, power relations, no equal access, no equal distribution of opportunities. And we shouldn't forget YouTube as a use communication and sincerity as a marketing tool. And there's a really serious imbalance based on gender discrimination. And there is misrepresentation of some groups, and we shouldn't forget there is really cyberbullying. So thank you for listening. If you want to ask me a question, you can email me. Thank you for listening to me again.
Thank you so much for your very interesting presentation. And now we have entered the artificial intelligence era. Of course, lots of issues have been discussed on this subject, but let's see if AI going to replace human intelligence. Is this the end? I'm really nervous on this subject, but I'm really looking forward to hearing Associate Professor Ilgaz Seyidov from Oturum University, and he will be presenting us, mapping out the negative impacts of artificial intelligence in the scope of ethics. I think it's going to be quite interesting, because we are all kind of, it's going to affect all of us, I think. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. And it's a great honor to be here to present this, by the way. And just let me just share the screen now. I think everyone can see my presentation now.
Yes.
So as you said, Professor, today I'm going to present you mapping out the negative impacts of artificial intelligence in the scope of ethics. And I am, as you declared me, as you introduced me, I am an associate professor at the Oturum University School of Business, Public Relations and Advertising Department, and especially these big data, artificial intelligence, digital communication is one of my fields, especially in the intersection of the political communication. But today, I just want to represent you about the negative impacts of the artificial intelligence, because what I just did selected this issue for presentation, but because, as you know, as we are aware of, as we are witnessing this period, this era as that technology era, as you said, and it's developing, we are just trying to support this development, and we are trying to get bigger every time. We are just supporting also this technology as this artificial intelligence, as it becomes a very dominant in our life and in our culture, in our society. So that's why it has also a very impacts in terms of the social, cultural, behavioral characteristics. So the question arises, especially for the social sciences, that maybe the computer engineering or the other fields are really focusing on the development of the artificial intelligence to use the robots, machine learning, and etc. But especially from the side of the social sciences, we are discussing that. What about the negative impacts? Yes, we are supporting. Yes, we are in favor of the development of yes, our lives become so easier. We accept this. But what about the ethical guidance? Why ethical guidance? And that's why I just asked 2 questions for this literature review of this study, to raise awareness about the problem and to draw attention to the artificial intelligence practice from social science perspectives. That's why I'm doing this. I did this. And there are many theoretical discussions, and also the studies about the ethics. So that's why we don't need too much talk about the ethics. There are many extensive also literature about the ethics. So we don't have much time to discuss ethics from the comprehensively. But just to briefly to understand the ethics, it can be easily understood that the rational justification of our moral judgments. And so that's why in the scope of in the framework of the ethics, we always ask the questions that what is right, what is wrong, and what's good, what's bad, what's just, or what is unjust. So these are the main questions that become so important in the ethics. So what about the artificial intelligence side? So how can we understand? So first we start with the bias in data. Yes. We now have the access to the vast amounts of the data. I want to use this information sources, but what about the question can we ask about if the artificial intelligence algorithms are developed with a bias? What about how we know that they design, they produce, they reproduce, they prepare attentively? We don't know, because we cannot know. Because at least, in fact, let's say that in the data collection process, in every research, in every studies, in every project, as you know, there are some sides, there are some important parts of this process, such as the creation, design, sampling, collection, processing. As just in the literally, when we do this research, we always can be perplexed about including the historical and societal bias. For example, it can be, or about the design side can be biased product, the experiments or the survey design. We encounter with many of these problems, What about sampling? It cannot always represent, it's so impossible to say that it represents all the people or the target. So it cannot, sometimes the selected sample cannot represent the target population. Or in the collection process, the bias can be introduced in processing, also inappropriate data engineering of the processing. These are very important. So we cannot be so sure or exact while the bias, especially during the data collection, design, creation, sampling, and the processing. What about the transparency and privacy, which also in our daily life, also we are trying to discuss about the transparency and privacy, because as you know, when we, for example, click on the accepted cookies, or sometimes when we download or upload to some kind of the applications from the Play stores or other stores, it doesn't matter. Sometimes we have to accept something, agreements or the cookies, or just we allow them to enter our data. So it also leads to the formation of vast amounts of personal data. And so in this context, how can we be sure of the neutrality? What about the surveillance practice of data gathering? So what if they use this? In fact, they use this for the other purposes. We cannot be sure. And that's why the related concepts, especially for the transparency and the privacy in the middle of the artificial intelligence, become so important as the transparency, accountability, confidentiality, and the privacy, which can be easily abused and can be used by the other source. What about the growing social or the socioeconomic inequality? Because yes, we see that all the countries, all the states, and all the people or the companies are trying to develop themselves based on this data, and that's why it also leads and causes the emergence of a big market powers, such as these companies, they acquire potentially the large amounts of data. They becomes as the leaders, and also they know how to manage the consumers, the workers in the market. So that's why the high costs are very important for this market. What about the developing countries? Can they meet these requirements? It's impossible. What about the income distribution? It will also lead to the loss of the many jobs in the future, or it has started yet. And what about the gap it becomes? What about do we think about the gap between the rich and the poor countries? Because the rich countries, who are developed countries, who have the natural sources, they always invest on these technologies, artificial intelligence. But what about the poor countries? They cannot invest. They don't have money. So this also leads to the inequality in this market, and it also will lead. It has, as I said, already started to formation of the data monopolies in the markets, which is quite dangerous for all of us. What about one of the important issues also that we are trying to discuss? The replacement of human labor with a machine system, which also we are afraid of. In the future, robots will manage us, will control us, because it seems so horrible for us, terrifying for us. Yes, it is also, if you say that, yes, we have to accept the advantages of the machine learning or the artificial intelligence in the labor system or in the system, working system, but also it leads to the formation of the increased unemployment. Also the lack of the critical thinking, for example. We have just started to lose it because with everything we just command to the machines to do this, and so we started to think like them because we think that this automatic system does the right thing, the neutral thing, but it is not. We have started to lose critical thinking. Also, it has led to the lack of empathy because robots or the machines or the artificial intelligence cannot have empathy as we have. It's impossible. So they are, because they're robotic systems, so they are programs, and that's why we made. So we cannot enter any kind of empathy, and that's why it can lead to the unexpected the situation managements and the security risks as well. And one of the main important is, as also we see our students in our classes, as you can see, because they use the chatbots, they use the other systems, because we also see the lose of the creativity because they have access to everything on the internet. So we have lost. They use the artificial intelligence or the application. So they do not need to use their brains, their creativity skills. So it means that the peoples or the humanities has started, they lose all of their creativity skills. So it's also about related to the moral de-skilling and what will emerge for the future. We think that and we see that we can observe that the lazy, negligent, and unethical future. The lazy people, because we can take the basic example in our cars, we have seat belts, also the machine warning us. You can use it, or we do sometimes, there's a warning on the screen. Every time we see that the machines or these artificial intelligence are like our parents. That's why they decide on behalf of us. And so this decision-making process, as we can say, become under the control of the automation. So it means that we have lost our autonomous side and we just let them to decide on behalf of us. So it's also another problem in the future. So what about the conclusion, what we can say? There are many conclusions we can say, we can offer maybe in the suggestions, but one of the most important ones, we can conduct projects especially for this, and that's why we can increase the technology literacy, especially it can become one of the mandatory courses maybe at the universities. More comprehensive research that we need, especially not only empirical. Yes, they do many empirical. We need social sciences sides, and also we have to know about the protection of the environmental system and the ecosystems. We have to always be careful about in the future. Thank you for listening for this brief presentation, just this raising awareness, let's say.
Thank you so much. It was very interesting. I will be asking you a few questions. Okay. Now we have our next and last speaker. Assistant Professor Nihal Toros Natipiapis. I am very sorry about the pronunciation.
It's okay, Dapiapis.
Sorry, how do you pronounce it?
Dapiapis.
Okay,
yes.
Too difficult. Okay, from Üsküdar University. And she will be talking about how digital transformation changed the broadcasting industry. And her presentation title is Understanding Changing Television Broadcasting in the Digital Era and How Television manage to success using marketing? Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. First, I would like to focus on the fundamental question, what is the digital era? The digital era marks a turning point in the late 20th and early 21st centuries, characterized by the advent of the digital and information revolution. This era has witnessed significant technological advancement in computing and digital tools, which have had a profound impact on various aspects of our lives. During this time period, personal computers and other technologies emerged, revolutionizing the way we transform information. And information became easily and quickly accessible, opening up new possibilities for communication, collaboration, and that data exchange. The digital era has also seen the expansion of the industrial revolution into the realm of online and social media. Industrialization has led to computerizing of information, further transforming the way we interact with that data and media. And as we delve into the topic of television broadcasting in digital era, it's essential to understand the transformative power of this era and how it has shaped the landscape in which television operates. And with this foundation in mind, let us proceed to explore how television manages to succeed in this digital age by leveraging marketing strategies. So here I want to bring your attention to the concept of digital transformation. Digitalization refers to the process of transitioning from analog technologies to digital technologies, accompanied by the innovative advancements and changes brought about by the digital age. In the context of television broadcasting, understanding and embracing digital transformation becomes vital for success. There are three key points that I want to mention to considering regarding digital transformation. Investments, innovative technologies, and digital transformation play a significant role in shaping future technologies. As the digital landscape evolves rapidly, organizations might prioritize the adopting of digital technologies and stay in harmony with the ongoing process of digitalization. Adapting to digital transformation holds great importance in terms of commercial growth in the business and technology world. Embracing digitalization allows television broadcasters to tap into new opportunities, connect with their target audience more effectively, reach new viewers, audiences, and develop innovative working methods. And by integrating it into their operations, broadcasters can enhance their competitiveness and expand their market reach. In summary, digital transformation is a critical aspect of television broadcasting in the digital area. It requires investment in innovative technologies, adaptability to new digital strategies, and a forward-thinking approach to capitalize on the advantages offered by digitalization. So, as I explore the impact of digital transformation, our attention turns into the realm of digital products and services. Industries have emerged and continually reinvented themselves in response to the rise of digitalization, aligning with the ongoing process of digital transformation. So these industries offer a wide array of products and services, catering to the changing preferences and demands of consumers in the digital era. One notable sector in this transformation is the entertainment and audiovisual industry, in which television and broadcast streaming platforms play a central role. These platforms provide a wealth of content, including video clubs and online content platforms, streaming TV shows and channels, as well as online music platforms. These digital products and services have become integral to our daily lives, and I think they started shaping our entertainment choices and consumption patterns. However, it's important to note that industries operating in this domain also face the need to adapt to the new technological changes inherent in the digital transformation process. So, when we focus on the concept of digital television broadcasting, digital broadcasting utilizing digital technology has emerged as a new method of transmitting content to viewers. The shift to digital television broadcasting has brought several advantages. Firstly, we improved sound and picture quality, have enhanced the viewing experience for audience. High definition visuals and enhanced audio have become standard expectations for viewers in the digital era. Additionally, digital broadcasting has increased the efficiency of spectrum utilization. Digital signals can be compressed and transmitted more effectively, allowing for the transmission of multiple channels and additional services within the same frequency band wide. This has opened up opportunities for broadcasters to offer a broader range of content and services to their audience. Moreover, digital television broadcasting enables interactive features. Viewers can engage with content, access additional information, and participate in interactive programs, fostering a more engaging and immersive viewing experience. There are some advantages of digital TV broadcasting. The transition to digital technology has brought some benefits. One of the primary advantages is the ability to transmit multiple programs using a single transmitter. Another one is digital TV broadcasting offers superior image quality compared to analog systems with higher definition visuals and advanced compression techniques. Viewers can enjoy sharper, more detailed images on their screens. Another advantage of digital TV broadcasting is the ability to transmit that data alongside or independently of the program content. This opens up opportunities for broadcasters to deliver supplementary information, interactive features, and additional services to enhance the viewer's experience. Interactive TV broadcasting enables viewers to engage with content, like I said before, participate in polls, or even shop directly through their televisions. Furthermore, it ensures uninterrupted and high quality transmission because we don't want to be interrupted anymore. Whether using fixed, portable, or mobile receivers, viewers can enjoy their favorite programs without signal disruptions or interference, even when using portable devices or watching on the move. Last but not least, digital TV broadcasting provides economic gain for broadcasters through efficient spectrum utilization. Broadcasters can deliver more content using fewer resources. This optimization leads to cost savings and a more sustainable broadcasting model. I would like to give an example here. Kimberly-Clark achieved 36% more reach by adding YouTube TV campaigns. And Gucci achieved the same total reach for 15% less budget. So this is the second part of my presentation. As we delve into the transformation of television in the digital era, it's important to acknowledge that while television has long been the primary source of entertainment worldwide, it's undergoing significant change with the widespread use of internet across all sectors. In the past, television was primarily associated with single-channel broadcast or relied on antenna communication tools. However, in today's digitalized world, it has become one of the industries that must adapt to the rapid advancement in the of the internet. The emerge of television broadcasts over the internet has ushered in new era in the industry. It has revolutionized in the way content is delivered, consumed, and interacted with. Viewers now have the freedom to access their favorite programs on demand, breaking free from constraints of traditional scheduling. This shift in consumer behavior has fundamentally transformed the television landscape. Okay, I have 10 minutes more. So, as we mentioned earlier in our Increasing the Digital World, the transformation of television has given rise to a new type of media and broadcasting. Online platforms have emerged, offering a diverse range of content, including games, news, serials, films designed to cater the various viewing habits of the audience. Online TV broadcasts have empowered viewers to actively engage with content, offering them a time and place independent viewing experience. Viewers can now access a wealth of content tailored to their own tastes and preferences. I think this is one of the most important things. It's tailored to their preferences. This new digital media landscape has fundamentally transformed the way audiences consume television. In Turkey and all around the world, digital media has facilitated a unique sense of individualization for viewers. Audiences can now watch TV independently. This shift in viewing habits has enabled viewers to curate their own personalized television experience. So, how is television adapting? While print journalism or radio can transform their content to digital platforms, television takes a different approach by making its content readily available on easily accessible sites such as YouTube, as well as social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. This constant visibility on digital platforms allow television shows to engage with their audience, and they can receive instant feedback, which is also vital. Unlike print journalism, which often relies on subscription-based services or requires users to pay to access content, television leverages digital platforms to provide content free of charge. This accessibility has a positive impact on users as they can easily access and engage with TV shows without financial barriers. Radio, on the other hand, has been somehow left behind in digital realm, struggling to keep up with the shift towards digital content. However, television remains relevant due to its immersive and engaging nature. So television plays a vital role in driving internet consumption as one of the major content mediums. Digital platforms offer a range of advantages that traditional media lacks. With its interactive and multi-directional communication system, digital publishing has become a global focal point, reaching a wide audience through various platforms. Whether viewers have a limited budget or specific viewing preferences, digital platforms provide suitable options for everyone. And one of the key benefits digital platforms is the innovative experience they offer. Viewers are no longer bound by specific time periods or geographical limitations. They can enjoy the privilege of watching their favorite content at their own convenience without being restricted by traditional broadcasting schedules. Furthermore, they provide remarkable advantages through features such as subtitles, voice-over options, and detailed categorizations based on the genre and age limits. This level of customization allows viewers to tailor their viewing experiences to their preferences, providing them with unlimited freedom and control. They also offer a download and watch. You can download and watch later feature, which is particularly useful when internet access is limited or unavailable. This feature ensures that viewers can enjoy their favorite content even when they don't have internet, even when they're offline. Moreover, digital platforms provide accessibility to all aired seasons and episodes of selected series, catering to viewers' curiosity, enabling them to explore different cultures. Another significant advantage of digital platforms is that they empower viewers to take the initiative in their own viewing plans. With integration of interactive technology, the traditional perception of television is undergoing a significant shift. Television is no longer seen as a one-sided medium where viewers passively consume content. Instead, it has evolved into a platform where viewers can actively participate, shaping the direction and content of the programs they engage with. In this landscape, personalized broadcasting has gained immense importance. Television organizations strive to cater to the unique preferences and interests of individual viewers. Furthermore, the integration of interactive technology has facilitated a deeper connection between television organizations and their audience. The transformation of the TV audience in the digital age has brought about an era of interactive and personalized broadcasting. Viewers are no longer passive recipients of content. They actively participate, shape, and influence the television landscape. This shift has...
Excuse me, last 3 minutes.
Okay, so...
Okay, thanks.
So, okay, television. So how TV survived in the digital age? Television, renowned for its wide reach and high visibility, continues to play a crucial role in the marketing landscape. While digital channels offer flexibility, when combined with television, they create a powerful synergy with enhances ROI and overall marketing efforts. When you reach a large audience through television, you significantly can increase your brand visibility. So as a result, the competition in paid search decreases, leading to lower costs and more cost-effective marketing strategy. Furthermore, television advertising has the potential to drive higher quality website visitor for brands. When someone takes the initiative to search for your brand after seeing your television ad, it demonstrates a greater intent and interest in your products or services. By integrating television advertising with digital marketing channels, brands can leverage the complementary strengths of both mediums, television and digital channels. Television's wide reach and impact create brand awareness and capturing the attention of a broad audience, while digital channels provide the flexibility and targeting to engage with specific segments of that audience. So I would like to come to the conclusion. In conclusion, the integration of digital marketing strategies with television broadcasting has become crucial for the success of brands in the digital age. Television's wide reach and high visibility, when combined with the digital channels, create a powerful marketing ecosystem that maximizes ROI and enhances brand effectiveness. The marriage of television and digital marketing allows brands to reach a larger audience, increase brand visibility, and drive search intent. By leveraging television's broad reach, brands can capture the attention of viewers and create brand recognition, leading to increased search queries and reduced competition in paid search, Google AdWords, I mean. Furthermore, the combination of TV and digital marketing enables brands to improve the quality of the website visitors. In this evolving landscape, it's essential for marketers to embrace the transformative power of TV in the digital era and leverage digital marketing strategies to enhance the effectiveness of their campaign. As we move forward, the marriage of TV and digital marketing will continue to shape the future of advertising, providing brands with new opportunities to content, engage, and build relationships with their target audience in the ever-changing digital landscape. Thank you for your attention, and I hope this presentation has provided valuable insights into understanding the changing landscape of television broadcasting in digital era and the role of marketing in its success. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And I'd like to thank all the speakers on behalf of Üsküdar University. They were very interesting and, of course, current subjects. I am inviting the audience now to ask questions for our wonderful speakers. Please. Any questions? Okay, maybe I will start. And I like to ask first, I just kind of got a little bit notes. To Professor Hassan. Hüsnü? I can't hear you. Yes, okay. Yes, and it was, actually, I really enjoyed your presentation, but I just want to ask you about your, you said you did this quantitative research with 200 people, and then you said most of them, they were university graduates. I mean, was it kind of coincidence, or I mean, do you think it gave you like a kind of clear reading?
Okay. What I can, or my team can conclude from the survey, going for the vacations in Malaysia. So as a Malaysians, those who how should I put it? When you go, when we want to decide for a vacation, especially to go overseas, right now to go for the overseas vacations, normally we need thorough research. As a Muslims, we need to know more about the facilities that the place provided, the place that we want to go provided. Okay, so in order to do a research, we need to, to learn what are those facilities needed. So then we need to probably the easiest research that we can do by browsing the internet, especially the social media. Okay.
I mean, so how did you find these people? Where did you find these people?
Okay, we did it online. Okay, we did it online. So it was a coincidence. Okay, even it's considered like how many of them? Sorry, let me check again. Graduates around from 117 university graduates, bachelor degree, but there are about 25 graduated masters and PhD around 16, diploma around 29. Okay, so this is a accidents. We haven't planned it, so we just distribute the survey. But for me, it is good. For us, it is good because in order to do a research, people must have a knowledge in order to study whatever they want. Okay, so it's not easy to go to overseas if you don't have a proper plan. So by looking at this result, so I can say that those people who go plan their holidays, probably they actually have a knowledge. They already know what they want to do. Means that they go a proper education process so that they can come out with a good result for whatever they are looking for.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it will be interesting to do this research with the maybe not uneducated people, maybe in order to get buyers.
Yeah,
I think that's the only kind of question emerge in my mind.
Because we didn't put any criteria for education background for the participants. Okay, we just distribute the surveys. So that's the result that come out with.
Okay, thank you so much. No,
Nice.
okay, thank you so much for your answer. And okay, I think there is a question on the chat box. Okay, I have a question for from Professor Dr. Emre Tandırlı Hocam. Merhaba, hello. I have a question for Professor Ilgar Seyidov. What do you think about Ray Kurzweil's theories and optimistic preview for the future related to artificial intelligence? Okay, did you you can kind of read the questions on the chat box.
Yes, I read the question. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right.
So thank you for the question, by the way, for this question. Yes, he's quite popular in this field. He has especially the book, I think the Humanity 2.0 kind of this book also he has. And he is also known as as you said, that the optimist person who just think that this artificial intelligence, machine learning will help the people. Humanity will increase the humanity in terms of a different aspects. But it changed. I think it depends on how do you think about the future. I did the mapping. I did that mapping out of the ethical guidance for the artificial intelligence, because in the future, yes, for example, this kind of the thing, this discussion can take us to the question that, for example, for some theorists or for some thinkers, we think that the environmental protection will be very good for artificial intelligence. They will protect us. They will be very helpful for or useful for the environmental protection. But for other thinkers, it's the vice versa. So it's just a controversial issue. But for my perspective, to use artificial intelligence too much, I mean that to include their system in our lives so deeply can threaten our lives. As I said, that because there was a quite a very interesting question discussion also in my presentation. I said that we think that these machines or these artificial intelligence applications are like us, our parents. They decide on behalf of us. So it's just also that's why we let them do everything. Just the one click point would do this, and they do everything, and they just they think on behalf of us. So that's why I think that I am not so optimistic as Kurzweil, because if we lose our creativity and if we lose the dominant control on the decision making or the decision or the other processes, especially decision making process, it will lead us to be just it's going to be so dystopic future, but a kind of a slave of the humanity, because now we're doing these programs for the robots, but also when we are doing this, also we become a part of this artificial intelligence. So we cannot let them the whole control for this system. So I am not optimistic as he is.
We become lazy.
Yes, especially lazy. It's a very interesting, because no creativity.
I agree. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chase Makal. Thank you so much.
I have a question for Professor Seyidov.
Yes.
I think my problem with this artificial intelligence and my privacy, my dignity, and the trust issues. Okay, yes. I mean, who is going to protect my dignity, my privacy from this machine? I mean, that is so
horrible.
Scary.
Yes.
What do you think about this? Can you elaborate a little bit, please?
Yes, you are so right, because especially in the young people and the youth, it's just very popular to use these machines, the systems, because they do not care about their personal data. For example, as you said, that the transparency and the privacy, they don't take person, they accept the cookies, they enter all the kind of the websites, they let them to use their privacy or personal data. And that is a very problem, because there was a research, there are many research about this system, that when you just enter to the internet system, there's just the artificial intelligence system and the programming, they start to gather all of your data. and it's done. When you enter just the one time, it doesn't matter. For example, when it's just about the Facebook, for example, like this, let's take the example, you know, the people, especially the older age people, like to have a groups and to meet with them, especially the Facebooks, also not just chat sites, WhatsApp, Telegram, it doesn't matter, with whatever. When you just, there was a research and it was also scientific finding about this. When you just enter just the one word and enter that site, it's over. They took your data and they can use it. So just we call it a fingerprint. It's called the fingerprint. They use it, and I am so unfortunately, it is unbelievable, and it's just uncontrollable, and we cannot resist on this. It just, there are many ways to resist on this system. For example, not to use the social media, not to use, but it is impossible for this age, especially, for example, we are doing this presentation conference online, so it's impossible to be out of this system.
I mean, especially countries like China, it's
yes,
kind of, oh, that scares me. I mean, you know, I'm just, I want to be protected from these machines. You know, I want my dignity to be intact.
Yes.
But I think we all kind of have to think about these things as researchers, or, you know, part of this social science community.
Yes.
I think future is looking a little bit grim.
Scary, yes.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I want to ask a question for Professor Toros. It was quite interesting, your presentation. I really enjoyed it. And, you know, when you were presenting your talk, and this, you know, this Israeli historian Hariri, and then he calls us, all of us, useless generation. I think, you know, everything is kind of given to us, and then we, you know, we can stop, start, and we can do whatever we want right now. And also you mentioned on your presentation, and I like to kind of ask your opinion about what is the future of broadcasting industry for you?
Yes, okay. So
what is gonna happen in the future? We have everything. We are useless now. Useless generation. What's gonna happen?
So there is this digital revolution in every aspect of our lives, and what will happen in future? Like I said in my presentation about advertising. Like Seth Godin said, we don't want to be interrupted anymore, because we face with thousands of ads every day, and most of them, we are not interested in most of them. So they should be consumer oriented, tailored to our needs. And now consumers, audiences, we are not passive anymore, and in future it will be also like this. It will continue like this. So now we can choose the content. There are almost 5 billion people using social media all around the world. So the most important thing will be listen to your customers, listen to your audiences, and communicate your message using visual ads. This will be very important, because such as Netflix, Amazon Prime, the audience is creating the content.
Ah, okay, like more like
yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
and I think it will continue like this.
I think that's quite interesting, and that point will bring me back to this participant culture presentation. And I like to ask Elif. I don't know, I may have missed it, Elif, but do you think there is a kind of ethical considerations on this participant culture? I mean, as you said, it's a lot of disadvantages on this sharing platforms. And I mean, is there any kind of ethical rules about this sharing? I'm asking you. Can you elaborate on that little bit, Elif'cim? It was very interesting subject. Thank you so much. Okay.
Of course, thank you. Actually, it's like Ilgar Hoca says that people are like more responsible of their protection of data, dignity, or another things. Right now, for my doctorate thesis, I'm seeing data sciences, and I'm trying to solve what kind of social politics can be offered to make this kinds of protections. But I see that even data scientists says that it's about to individual too. We have to protect our rights. Yes. It's up to you. And for example, in the example of YouTube, Google says that use ASMR. ASMR is a kind of noise to make people to buy a lot of things. For example, Google supports their customers, their presenters, their participants to use all of these techniques, but not like use your ethical values. Please be careful about the say you said. Yes, there are legal codes for that, legal arrangements about YouTube, Google, Viacom, other important institutions. But I think it's only up to the individual right now, especially in AI, big data, social media platforms, all of it, it's up to us right now.
Oh God, it's quite difficult to maintain that dignity, I think, isn't it, really? I think, any questions? Do you want to ask questions to each other? Yeah, I asked my questions, and thank you so much for your wonderful answers. Any questions for each other? Gosh, we are kind of, I really enjoyed it, I must say. It was quite different topics and very current topics, and of course a lot of debates on these topics, and very interesting. And also we are educators and researchers, and I think it's important to be informed about these things, because we can kind of pass that on our own teachings. And I really enjoyed, I must say, and it was honor for me to be your what is that? Gosh, I forgot.
Chairperson, we can say.
Chairperson, yes, because I have been a little bit not well, actually. I have been having this very heavy antibiotics, and if I made any mistakes, especially with this spelling, please forgive me. Okay, then, maybe, gosh, we are early, 20 minutes early. Any more questions? Hey,
geçmiş olsun hocam.
Çok teşekkürler.
Geçmiş olsun.
Tamam. Teşekkür ederim. Emre hocam, thanks for all distinguished professors. Thank you hocam, thanks for being here.
Biz Ilgar Hoca ile her sene karşılaşıyoruz.
Kaçıncı senedir aynı şeye denk geliyoruz.
Evet.
Evet ya.
Seneye de görüşürüz.
İnşallah hocam.
Hayır, ben de I decided, because I studied photography, and I think I'm really now I want to write something on the ethics of artificial intelligence, especially on photography. That's kind of opened up my eyes on that subject. Maybe we will meet next year. I will be one of the presenters. Okay, we are early. Fantastic, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
joining.
Bye.
Thank you, Professor Fairclough and Professor Toros. Thank you.